Welcome back to the Injured Prone Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Edwin Porras, physical therapy, medical analyst, fantasypoints.com. Gracias por tus oídos. Hey, another shorter week this week, talking about a couple of guys that are injured. Real quick, we'll hit on Isaac Guerendo, and then we'll also hit on Bucky Irving. So I wouldn't necessarily expect Guerendo to be back this week, dealing with the foot sprain at this given point in time, and it doesn't seem like he would practice, which means he's probably not going to play. It does seem like it is a relatively minor injury, but I still anticipate he's going to miss this week. Potentially could be back for week 16, but that is also TBD. If this is a relatively minor, issue, we'll see him back at practice here leading up to week 16. But if it's still a big issue, this is going to be like a 4-week long injury, but we haven't seen that that's the case quite yet. Bucky Irving tried to play through this back and hip thing. Didn't work out for him. I wouldn't necessarily anticipate that he's going to be any more effective next week, even if he tries to go. At this point, even if he's active, Rashad White is putting in the work that they need. Sean Tucker is putting in the work. And so I'm not sure if Bucky Irving is going to play, depending on how effective he can be. So that's just those are two guys to keep an eye on. George Pickens, the Steelers have come out and said that they will likely not play him in week 15. The injuries is more severe than they anticipated. So he missed this week. I would anticipate he misses week 16 and potentially even week 17. So if you are in absolute dire need, you need a roster spot, you have a short bench, you're probably dropping George Pickens, right? It's playoffs. It's time to get going. You need the roster spots. I would just drop George Pickens, hope for the best, and go from there. Ladd McConkey was a game-time decision. Hopefully this isn't one of those situations where he tried to come back and it wasn't anywhere near close, but we're relatively certain that because of the knee and the shoulder, it's a combination of both, that he didn't go. So he's still at risk to miss week 16, but watch his practice reports. I do think that he should be able to come back given the fact that he did practice last week. Another guy who practiced last week and surprisingly still wasn't active was Dalton Kincaid. As long as he didn't have a setback, then I do anticipate Kincaid will be back. But if you're anything like me and you drafted Dalton Kincaid, those teams are knocked out at this point. So that is what we're looking at. Thanks again. Good luck in week 15. Good luck in the playoffs.